Hey, product managers and product owners, or future product managers and owners and leaders of product. So I have been in the last week analyzing what is going to be the next AI PM requirements. So in my blog and also in different posts that I have been sharing in this community, I have been saying that we as leaders, and I especially, I focus in 11 hard skills that are really important for product managers. But now with AI, the point about AI is not only to understand how AI works, but also is how we are applying AI in the different skills that we are trying to reach. So I'm going to share with you this analysis that I did and the tools that I'm actually using and the tools that maybe you can use to keep updating your knowledge and become a better AIPM for this new present. So let's start doing some zoom out of this specific tree or mind map. So let's start with the business knowledge and orientation. So business knowledge and orientation is a skill that is related with the knowledge of the business, knowledge of the market, user, and also the trends. So in here, you can use different tools nowadays that is going to help you to optimize what you expect to have as a product manager. So I'm going to divide this in three different topics. Most of these skills are divided in this. The first one is the core. So usually, and the way I'm using this specifically is that I'm using Perplexity, for example, for market research, because Perplexity is a tool that gives you specifically the biography of where it's gonna take in information. But also, if you want to have a better analysis and a better context, you can use ChatGPT 5 or Cloud Sonnet, right? That's the last model that they have, and is really, really strong. Also, you can use agents to optimize different type of analysis. For example, you can do competitor analysis with NAN or Make or Zapier or Lindy or Rely. And also you can use platforms like Kobe. This is like a platform that I love to use because it's a mix between Miro and also it's connected to Cloud and ChatGPT. The second one, it's management. So regarding to management, I think one of the best thing is as a core, it's use Notebook LLM. Notebook LLM, from my point of view, is kind of one of the best and tools to analyze information to then make some resumes or try to translate it into audio to share with the team. And also ChatGPT is also really good to do all this analysis. I'm also have an agent that is divided in two. So I have some agents that I have been creating, and I'm going to I have been sharing some of them, but idea is to keep sharing. I have one that is for user stories. So for those PMs or product owners that are starting and they don't know what kind of type of user stories they should follow, they will have the opportunity to use my user story agent. Also, I have another one that it's the data where you can define the North Star metric and OKRs, and also the team building. Regarding to automations, you can keep using NAN, Make, Zapier, and Linear Rely to automate some information. For example, you can create assistant in Rely to optimize everything that you do. Regarding to technology, so for technology and something that I have been kind of talking with my team, the technology is something that you have been maybe close if you in the past were a developer, but most of the product managers nowadays comes from different type of backgrounds. So in my case, I'm an industrial engineer and I have a basic technical knowledge. I have another people in my team that are designers and also even communicators and psychologists. But at least in the technology now, we have a lot of new opportunities to start kind of coding and making some logic by using Cursor as an example, or Cloudy Code, or even ChatGPT to validate some code that you are maybe trying to fix in Lovable or in other tools. And also platforms, GitHub is really good. So for example, when you connect Lovable with GitHub, you can make changes in GitHub without affecting your credits in Lovable. Let's jump into creativity. So creativity, it's related to bring new ideas besides what you are kind of working in the inside of the team. So bring ideas from other industries, from the market research that you are running. So from a core standpoint, I think ChatGPT and Cloudy are kind of the best to make creativity from this point of view. And I create an agent called Experimentator or Experimentation, where you can apply the opportunity solution tree and bring more ideas, innovations, identify opportunities, and it's going to help you also to understand where do you have an opportunity to improve, to experiment, etc., in your product. But also from a creativity opportunity, you can also work with prototyping platforms. These platforms like Lovable, that's kind of the platform my preference, but I have been using also Bolt, Magic Pattern, but also you can find Vercel and others new platforms to prototype. And I'm even creating a product in Lovable connected with Supabase and another application called Resent and Stripe that I expect to launch really fast and soon. Um, Regarding to data, so data it's an important topic. So I am here kind of sharing two things that I think are really strong. So Cloud and ChatGPT are two really strong platforms that you can use to analyze data, but also to define what are going to be the metrics that you should use depending of the stage of your product, depending of the user flow, etc. I also create an agent that is focused on data, so you can understand the basics of data. You can define your KPIs, your North Star metric or OKRs, etc., and you can translate that into dashboard, etc., etc. And going back to the other side, to the right side, so we have here programmentation. So regarding programmentation, that it's related to understanding the entire product life cycle, right, of the product, bring some frameworks related to prioritization as an example, or pricing, monetization, etc. I use a lot ChatGPT and Cloud because are really strong regarding this kind of scenarios. And using my agents, I have been creating one that is to build a product strategy that follows something that I call the way of doing things. And in this product way of doing things, what I do is to define five phases of the product life cycle. That is product strategy, this product design, product development, product go-to-market, and product growth. So I'm fixing to create these agents to compile and to match with these five stages, so you can use it and then you can start applying the product life cycle in a better way. But also, I am creating another one that it's vision and customer journey. This is a mix between what do you have actually in your product, but from a vision standpoint, what kind of opportunities you have to improve what you have already implemented, or those visions, the futuristic vision that you need to start researching to have a really cool roadmap, but related to the user journey. And finally, the ecosystem mapping. This is a seven level or layer agent that is going to try to help you to understand how your product is connected to the rest of the ecosystem of your company, how is the flow of your product in each of these products independently, how is the value, what kind of data you are trying to connect or trying to capture in each moment of the client, but also how the infrastructure works, how the service that you're offering, and finally, how everything is connected, related value, right? Everything that I'm implementing in every sprint should be connected to the main goal of the product, and the main goal of the product should be connected to the main goal of the business. Next is the problem solving. So problem solving is something really cool because it's one of the I will say it, like a skill that everyone should have. Depending, it doesn't matter that if you are a product manager, but if you're a project manager, if you're a designer, if you're a developer, etc. Problem solving is part of your actual and your kind of daily basis responsibilities. So in here, I'm also use Cloud. I'm using ChatGPT And I built, as I told you before, in creativity and an agent called experimentation, where you can also work with the opportunity solution tree from Teresa Torres, and you can apply different kind of analysis. The next is facilitation. So in facilitation, I think it's more about techniques about negotiation, how to create environments of trust, how create environments where the transparency is part of the values, etc. So I have been kind of chatting with both of these core LLMs to understand how everything works related to techniques, related to experiences and things that have been implemented regarding change management. And I have been kind of gathering a lot of new techniques that I'm applying, like influence, like evidence, versus intuition, etc., etc. The next one is human centered. So this is related with design specifically. And in here, I will say that as creativity, this is really connected. You can understand and you can analyze how your product is being kind of designed with ChatGPT and Cloud as well. But you can use lovable, bold magic patterns to prototype new ideas. So I saw the other day a video of a person who has a product, and this product is being copied inside of Lovable, and then you ask Lovable to improve a specific flow, and Lovable presents a couple of one specific new options. In Magic Patterns, usually Magic Patterns present three options, and you can decide which one is the best. The next one is marketing and grow. So the core that I use, ChatGPT and Cloud. If you see, I think everything that I use is these two, because I think, from my point of view, are really strong. I haven't used Gemini too much, really, but I have been trying in this DeepSeek and Grok, and I feel that ChatGPT and Cloud is still been kind of the strongest. I'm also creating in my agents. I have already an agent called the Growth Game that uses different techniques like gamification, PLG, onboarding techniques, personalization, positioning, etc., to bring new ideas for the client. And also, I'm bringing a new one, go to market, for those PMs that now are trying to launch a specific product. But also in automations, you bring again the NAN and Make, or Zapier, or LinkedIn and Rely. Actually, I'm working with Zapier and Rely here. With Zapier, what I'm doing is I am playing with the OpenAI playground to support my company, and creating some agents that is going to help us to respond. And depending of the question, you can respond with a specific topic, or you can just uh, like save a spot in my calendar to talk to me. And in real life, what I'm doing is creating a specific like a marketing campaign to share different type of topics, and also creating some blog posts, etc., etc. So it's been really, really interesting working with these ones. And finally with platforms. I think I have been kind of working with now different platforms to kind of bring more dynamic into my role. So, for example, this video that I'm recording, I'm using Riverside. It's a platform focused on podcasting and these kind of videos. I'm also using Sora, that it's kind of being good, but not that good as Evanto. For prospecting, I use Walaxy, and now I'm testing Pros AI. For copying myself and kind of working from a AI avatar standpoint, I'm using HeyGen. I haven't used 11 Labs so far for that, but I'm building now a support with my voice with the 11 Labs connected to MCP in Relay app. So these are kind of my apps right now that I'm using. Of course, for sure, these platforms um, are kind of the most useful for me right now. And I think that the platforms are going to be, of course, every day more useful, depending of the case that you want to use, depending of everything that you want to start working on, and how do you feel is kind of the best way. But so far as I resume, I think that ChatGPT are kind of the main, and regarding with different techniques specifically, Perplexity is going to work a lot for research. Notebook for resumes, automations, and NAN makes Zapier Lindy Rely are really important. And for prototyping, Lovable, Bold, and Magic Patterns and Vercel Replit also are really good platforms to keep iterating, to keep kind of validating product market fit, etc. So far, this is what I have been doing, and the people that I have been interviewing in the last probably month or 2 months, where clients have been kind of requesting these kind of roles, are focused on this. Okay, yeah, I will say that it can be kind of related to three dimensions. For those ones that are building AI products, is how you have been building those products. If you are kind of creating LLMs, or you are integrating these LLMs with other, or your products with another LLM like ChatGPT, Cloud, etc. The second level is how you are appropriating these platforms for your daily basis. That is kind of this video and the goal of this video. And third, it's what kind of automations are you doing regarding your product to be more efficient, or even to be more efficient inside of your product team. So this is I wanted to give you this as an alignment for everything that I want kind of to share, and how am I using AI to become a better PM, and how we can improve our results by just kind of start testing different tools and adapting these tools to our daily basis. So let's keep connecting in my videos, and you can learn more about these platforms.